Hello and welcome to another episode of Health for Flyers. Fab Polly here, and today we're going to be talking about cabin air and pressurization. Now, pilots go up and down between 1 to 6 times a day depending on the type of flying they do. Most aircraft cabins are pressurized at 8,000 feet, which means your body experiences going from sea level to 8,000 feet every time you fly. Aircraft cabin pressurization at 8,000 feet can affect passenger comfort. It's a bit like sitting on top of a mountain. Now, a recent report was done in New England Journal of Medicine, which reported that 7.4% of the 502 study participants actually experienced sickness when experiencing altitudes ranging from 650 to 8,000 feet. So this is actually a problem for those that travel a lot on aircraft. There's also the risk of infection. When in an airplane's cramped quarters, one of the most common concerns is that someone sneezing has the potential to infect the whole plane, especially since about 50% of the cabin air is actually recycled. Cold and flu viruses can last up to 72 hours on plastic surfaces, and the nasty norovirus can survive for 2 to 4 weeks. The chances are pretty good that you will touch a surface with some germs on it, especially if you're in a confined space such as an airplane with many other people or in public places in general. Now, airborne pathogens. Be careful when using your overhead vent when you're sitting on the aircraft. Set your ventilation at low or medium, then position it so you can draw an imaginary line of current right in front of your head. Put your hands on your lap, and if you can feel the current, you know it's properly positioned. Being restricted in a pressurized cabin, breathing recirculated air with hundreds of people coughing, sneezing, and talking around you means you are exposed to a massive onslaught of toxins. So boosting your immune system is the only way to deal with this. If you are spending over 1,000 hours a year on airplanes where the quality of air isn't very good, learning to breathe correctly becomes key. Improper breathing techniques are the root cause of a number of illnesses. A good breathing technique is slow, full, deep, and rhythmic. It improves your sleep pattern. It aids in calming the mind, nerves, and emotion. It improves all mental processes, including concentration and memory. It releases tension. It supplies more oxygen to the body's cells and purifies the blood. It helps overcome tiredness and rejuvenates energy. Very few of us breathe well, and we do need to improve the way we do it. Babies and young children breathe well, but with age, most people lose this ability. Shallow breathing techniques are the result of stress, tension, emotional problems, atmospheric pollution, lack of exercise, smoking, poor postural habits, and poor eating habits. Now, in yoga, they teach an interesting breathing technique called Nadi Shodhana. And it can, in the context of yoga class, it's often used to equalize the left and the right brain and promote deeper, more even breathing. Learning to control your breathing provides physiological benefits to your body, such as the release of melatonin in the body. The National Institute of Health's Office of Alternative Medicine said that yoga improves flexibility and strength, coordination and balance, it improves concentration and memory, improves sleep and digestion, strengthens the immune system, increases efficacy of the heart and circulation, lowers blood pressure and respiratory rate, and reduces stress, anxiety, and depression. So that's really, to sum it up, our flying snippets today. If you are flying a lot and you're spending a lot in an aircraft cabin at altitude, being in flight is like sitting on top of a mountain. So your body is going to have to work a lot harder to keep everything going. Since most aircraft cabins are pressurized at 8,000 feet. So there you are, you're sitting on top of a mountain. Bear in mind that 50% of the cabin air is recycled. Cold and flu viruses can last up to 72 hours, and you need to learn and practice yoga. So be really focused on learning that correct breathing technique. Practice your yoga when you're off the airplane, and just be mindful of these things when you are spending time on an airplane. But as I always say, what you do on the plane is important, but what you do before and after flights, basically your life off the airplane, is far more important. Because if you are flying a lot, you just have to be a lot more careful what you do on the ground. So that's all from Fab Polly, Health for Flyers here. What I'd like you to do is please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. Share, comment below, and jump on to our Facebook group. The link is below. Join the group where you can interact with us, and above all, you can book yourself in on our next webinar. We'll be teaching a lot more stuff, and also I'll be joined by my wife Sylvia Polly, who's an aromatherapist and reflexologist and herbalist, and she'll be able to share some of her insights, and also you'll be able to ask us direct questions. So that's all from me now, and I'll see you on the next one.